and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you all for being here. We'll now start our meeting. First item is the reading of our vision statement.
Students are returning and growing daily with the care of small community to maximize their potential.
All right, thank you. Now, are there any public comments regarding our agenda items? Being none, we'll move on to presentations. First item under presentations is celebrations. Dr. Halleck, would you like to start us off?
Sure, the art show. You know, we have so much to be proud of at Edinburgh, but we talked about how we really appreciated our band and how well our band students can stand up to the best of them out there, right? And the art show was phenomenal. If you went, I don't know how many of you were able to attend the art show, but what the staff and students do there is commendable, and again, it's stellar work. And then our choir just did presented to a nursing home, went and shared music and songs and helped some people with their happiness and joy and their lives. So just examples of the things that go on in Edinburgh people don't think about or they miss in a flash.
Thank you. Ms. Sweet?
I'd like to celebrate the Edinburgh Methodist Church. They have for over 100 years served the seniors at breakfast. And then they, 40 years ago, started doing the 8th grade lunch to celebrate those students who are going into 9th grade.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Mr. Flaker?
I want to celebrate all our staff and students and ending of a great school year, and hope everybody has a great summer. And like Mr. Ballin said, enjoys time with their kids in the summer.
Thank you.
I spent the day with the plumber at my house.
And
Water heater.
Yeah.
I'm celebrating that
Warm water.
we have that done. Yes. Yeah. Karen called it Pioneer Days a few days before with that. It's funny.
Ms. Sam?
I'd like to celebrate that. I'm thinking it was May 8th, but it wasn't on the calendar. But I had the opportunity to host the kindergarten class as a field trip to the community center. 44 students and a total of 74 people. Was a lot of parents. We had strollers, we had wagons, we had, you name it. But number one, those 44 students were unbelievable. They were well behaved. They were attentive. I was so impressed. I don't know what they're like in the classroom, but when they're out in the community, it was good. I really enjoyed it and enjoyed seeing, and it was just the behavior.
Nice.
They were really good.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
did.
but it was really fun being able to do that as part of my job. And again, just seeing that and the fact that there were so many parents. I just hope that enthusiasm with the parents continues throughout their school education. Yes, and it was fantastic. And of course, we had the alumni banquet on Saturday night. I just want to, number one, thank the school system for allowing that to happen. There's no way we could have it if it wasn't at school, which of course is the most appropriate place to have it. We had a graduate from the class of 1950, was the oldest that was in attendance. But when we were finished, as always, Kevin just pitched in and helped out, was so gracious and always has. David Walden came in as a graduate just to see who was there, but Brian Ingalls met him there, and so we had retired people from our corporation, one who wasn't even a graduate, just pitch in and help us get everything cleaned up.
Sure, he said it was the 150th graduating class. Is that right?
No,
Wow.
No. That's
No.
this year for our graduation.
Our graduates.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it was very nice, and again, everybody pitching in to help, and the school being so gracious to
Nice.
allow us to do that. And we had a last minute change this year with our serving. There was, I don't know what happened, but the girls' athletics came in, we had volleyball players and we had basketball players. They found out late Friday afternoon that the help was needed, and they were there at 5 o'clock, ready to work on Saturday evening. So I appreciate that very much then.
Nice.
Mr. Teacher.
Since our last meeting, we had celebrated Mother's Day, so I just want to celebrate all the amazing mothers out there.
Mr. Straw, you have anything to celebrate?
Yeah, I'm excited that we're gonna get started on the big projects at the tennis court and parking at the elementary school, fixing some curbs, things like that. So it's really exciting. We got the big league fixed under the tennis court, so that was kind of a stressful time, and that's fixed. So I'm really looking forward to all the summer projects.
And so the tennis court is on a splash pad now, or?
Probably right now, actually.
Yeah, probably brilliant. Mr. Rocky?
I want to celebrate our, you can change the title, but ELL, or English Language Learners, or ML kids. We have a lot of students who don't speak English as their first language, and they're just awesome. They're great kids. They work real hard. Mrs. Carlson is doing a great job with them. Took them on a field trip downtown for doing so well on their WIDA testing, and they all got ice cream, and we're very appreciative, and just a hardworking group of kids that I really, I can't put myself in their shoes and try to understand how difficult that must be, and they did a great job doing it.
Thank you. Well, I would like to celebrate, I don't think we've been here since the band performance, the band, did we have that last? I don't know, but my daughter was in band and the high school band was there. Did a wonderful job at the performance over at the cafeteria, so really appreciated that. And then I got to serve as a judge for Shark Tank, which is something they do over at East Side, and that was a lot of fun. There's some very creative inventions and innovations that these third grade kids came up with. One of them that I thought was really cool was a dandelion destroyer. I think they called it the Dandy Destroyer or something. And it's basically a long drill bit that you put into the dandelion and you pull the trigger and it just, destroys it. It was fun to use and just a creative thing by the kids, but there was a lot of good ones over there. So I appreciate being part of that, and just a real neat thing. I don't know how many years Mr. Tudor has done that, but just a real cool thing that one of our teachers does every year. And I think they did the egg drop over there at East Side last week too. I saw the fire truck or the ladder truck over there. All right, Mr. Rocky, building reports?
Yep, I'll take over for several people. Pardon me, I feel like I've been on the flume ride at the astrology roads. Spend the rest of the day that way. So for Jason, for East Side, his celebration would be like to celebrate the senior class of 26 for all their hard work and achievements, and also celebrate the class of 2033 as they leave East Side and head to the high school, middle school. It's a great group that will continue to do amazing things. His building report, we had successful retake of third grade iRead exam, had another good section of students pass the test and are ready to move forward. Be ready to work with the remaining students over the first 3 weeks of summer in iRead summer school. His student of the month is not here today, Sage Burton, AKA Tom Burton is student of the month. Sage is a great student, always displays a positive attitude. He has a great sense of humor, always kind to others, works hard, and is great to help his peers. We cannot wait to see him excel in the middle school and beyond. That's the elementary. For the middle school students worked hard on their iLearn summative exams. Results will be published in August, and hopefully we'll see much growth. Middle school students and parents are looking forward to the awards banquet tomorrow. Sixth grade awards will be, what we call a banquet, there's no food, but the awards program. Sixth grade awards will be at 1, 7th and 8th grade awards will be at 2 o'clock in the main gym. Utopia Wildlife Rehabilitators presented to sixth grade students last Friday about animal rehabilitation and rescue. So that's the goings on there. For Student of the Month, Mason Struchen is our May Middle School Student of the Month. And they simply said, he is a hard worker, friendly, and helpful to everyone. And those that know Mason will know that accurately describes him. So Mason, congratulations, bud. Come on up here, let's get We're gonna stand back up, because we got, we're gonna take a picture with you real quick, okay? So what I'm gonna do is have you go slide behind back over there, I'm gonna take a picture there, eventually put it next to you, do if you like. Whatever you want to do, right?
Go take a picture of yourself.
And then Mrs. Sweet will also get a picture. You can step right up there as close as you want and get a picture, so. Awesome. Well, then Mrs. Sweet get you here.
You're just famous tonight.
Good job, buddy. Congratulations.
Good work.
Okay.
And for the high school, our building report, find that here. Maybe, I think I did one. We finished up a successful prom out at the Reading Farm. We enjoyed appreciating our staff teachers and staff and teachers on Teacher Appreciation Week, did lots of different things. So one of my celebrations would be our staff, and we can't show them as much appreciation as we'd like to all year long, but we got to do that for a week. I wanted to thank the girls teams and for Dennis Smith for helping get that arranged for the alumni banquet. High school awards are this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock in the main gym. We hosted the fifth grade, the middle school did, but we hosted fifth grade this past week, and they came and took a tour and walked around and did all that stuff. And then the parents came in that evening to check out the middle school, sixth grade. We had senior practice today, which is always fun. I was going to mention also the Methodist Church. So we started breakfast at the Methodist Church, walked through East Side. It's always fun. Practiced our graduation ceremony, and then had our senior cookout in the courtyard, and they were done. So it was an interesting day because they always have mixed emotions. They're excited to get out, but also some linger around quite a bit because they aren't ready to move on in that sense. They're ready, but they're not ready in some ways, as you understand when you were there. So for our student of the month, find that. Our student of the month is J.J. Johnson. He always works extremely hard in class, and although he does struggle sometimes, he never gives up and continues to do his best. He's gotten all A's and B's on the last two tests in Mrs. Jones's room. Had a couple teachers that recommended him, so we're proud of JJ. We'll recognize him at school as well. So with that, you guys are welcome to stick around for the rest of the meeting, but if you'd like to head out, whether you want to do that in the rain or not, that's up to you. Feel free to do it. I don't think
Thank you for everything, not only for recognizing Mason, but also a lot of the other things that you have all brought up. We appreciate also because Mason is also in band, and he's in the Cub Scouts, which is at the church, and and we know lots of you personally, so we just want to say thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Good night.
Keep up the good work with Mason.
Bye now. Night.
All right. We'll now move on to new business. First item is approval of the consent agenda.
I'm gonna move through the consent agenda. I'll second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is approval for license exemption from early literacy endorsement. Bob, are you speaking on this?
I have no idea why my name's on.
Yeah, this is also, all right, there we go. I don't know where these are, but I'll take it over.
Comment on this. The last time you could receive a life license was in the summer of 1990.
Yes, there's only three of us who have a life license left. There are two teachers and me. That's a privilege. But there's also a requirement now of any teacher can do the endorsement of the science of reading. It's an endorsement that's 80 hours of coursework and study. And then there's an exam at the end that you must pass with a certain score, and then you get that endorsement added to your license. And the question was raised, does a person with a life teaching license required to do this because it's required of all elementary teachers to get the endorsement. Any teacher can get it, but it's a requirement of elementary teachers. Does an elementary teacher who has a life license required? And my assumption is that life license means life license, and you're not required to get any endorsement or further licensure, correct? So we called the Indiana Department of Education, and that was validated, that assumption to be true. You do not. And so we just feel like we just need to make sure that we have board approval that if you're a mature teacher who's been here a really long time and you have earned the privilege of a life license, would you need to be required to take the 80 hours and pass the test? And that's what this action item is for on here. And there's only two, one elementary, one secondary, and one superintendent. So the secondary and superintendent are not going to, but the question would be anyone in the elementary level, would they be required?
Do we have a recommendation?
The recommendation is that go with the Department of Education's rule, and that is that teachers with a life license would not be required to complete the 80 hours at their expense and pass the exam to continue to retain their license.
I'll make a motion to allow a teacher with a life license not to have to take her licensing department, whatever, life license teaching requirement for early elementary endorsement.
Correct.
You got that figured out, Sherry?
So you're wanting you're making a motion for the approval for life license exemption to that the endorsement.
Yeah, to not be required.
To not be required.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
And this will be the only situation like this, correct? You said 1990 was the last time you could do it, so there's no one else will really fall under it.
No one else will fall under it. This is just that one-time rule.
Okay. All right. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, she will be thankful for that.
Next is approval of overnight field trip for the high school girls basketball team at Indiana Wesleyan University for a high school girls basketball summer camp. Approval is requested for an overnight field trip for the high school girls basketball team at Indiana Wesleyan on June 16th through June 18th for the basketball camp to improve player skills and learn more about the game.
Move that we approve the overnight field trip of the high school girls basketball team.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We've been doing this for a while, haven't we? Going to Indiana Wesleyan. All right. Next item is approval of overnight field trip for the 7th, 8th grade boys basketball team at Hanover College for a summer basketball camp for middle school boys. It's requested for the 7th, 8th grade boys at Hanover from June 17th to the 18th.
Making a motion we approve the overnight field trip for the 7th and 8th grade boys basketball at Hanover College.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is approval of overnight field trip for the high school boys basketball team at Indiana Wesleyan University for a high school boys basketball summer camp. This is from June 12th through the June 14th.
Make a motion to approve the overnight field trip for the high school boys basketball team, Indiana Wesleyan.
I'll second.
Take your pick.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is recommendation to approve J. Staley at Baker Tilly to help with the 2027 budget preparation.
Move that we approve Jay Staley at Baker Tilly to help with the 2027 budget preparation as stated in your packet.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next is Board of Trustees appointment to the Wright Higman Public Library Board. In our packet last meeting, I believe that Barb Pierce had resigned from there. So it is up to us to appoint a new one. We had 3 applicants in our packet. And there was a recommendation also from the librarian for us to consider as well. So
I thought all 3 applicants spoke very well of their interest in the position, but I would recommend that we go with the librarian's recommendation of Denise Keister. I know her mother, and from her mother know that Denise is at the library on a very regular basis, very interested in it.
all right, do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next is recommendation to approve an amendment to the 2026-2027 school calendar. Dr. Howell?
Yes, I'm fortunate as superintendent of Edinburgh here in Johnson County to meet regularly with the Johnson County superintendents. But I also have the privilege to meet with the Shelby County superintendents because we're on the Shelby County line. And I get to meet with the 2 superintendents in Bartholomew County. And anyway, the discussion in some of the rumor mill is that maybe the Department of Education is looking at possibly eliminating e-learning days. And I don't know that to be true. And this is a public board meeting. I don't want to start a rumor or extend that rumor. But regardless if that is true or not, we're working really hard to give all of our students a fair advantage to learn. And it's really an unfair disadvantage when we have snow days and we're out of school and it's e-learning and we don't know what supervision has taken place, that I'd like to go back to 3 snow days in our calendar. And if the state allows us to continue e-learning days and we have used up 3 days quickly like we did this last winter, we went through, we had several, maybe at least 4, maybe 5. I think it was 5 snow days, wasn't it? Then we then make the last 2 be e-learning if permitted, or then they would be scheduled as makeup days. And we do have room in our calendar to have 2 extended makeup days prior to graduation still, if that would be our choice. But I'd like to ask the board tonight to approve that I have the authority with this amended calendar to when I call off school for snow, it's a snow makeup day, and that would be President's Day, Martin Luther King Day, and Good Friday. And having those already incorporated into the calendar, and they match perfectly with Bartholomew Consolidated School Corporation. So we're right in sync with the C4 students, and with their calendar, we're marching in step order. So that would be my recommendation.
Move that we approve the amendment to the 26-27 school calendar of adding a snow makeup day on March 26th, 2027. That'd be 2027.
Yeah, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Well, perfect. With that said, then, I have worked with the superintendent of the Consolidated Schools, and we have discussed and collaborated calendars, and Sherry has obtained copies of what their board had approved. And I would like to recommend the 27 for consideration first reading, 27, 28, 28, 29, and 29, 30. And then I'll ask for action on that item. I want you to have a chance to think about it, talk about it, collaborate with parents, let the principals circulate it. Let's double check and make sure everybody's counting 180 days of real school. We're not missing a blink. And then we'll approve it. And now we'll have until 2030 calendar so parents and people can plan. Because once you made the motion and approved, when graduation will always be, it makes it easier for us to always have years ahead in the calendar. because we're meeting your wishes on when graduation would be held. So that, and working with Bartholomew, again, for our C4 students. They don't hardly miss a lick, which is great.
It's great.
So I'll ask for approval next month.
All right,
Okay.
thank
Okay.
you.
Yes.
All right, next is the first reading of the support staff employee handbook update. Bob, do you want to speak any on this?
Our handbook, staff handbook has not been updated since 2018.
Bob?
It's in a comfy chair.
No exemptions to the rule.
Could be. So our staff handbook has not been updated since 2018, so we worked diligently on modernizing it to our policies and expectations of Edinburgh schools. So I'm very pleased with it. We worked hard, Mr. Rocky, Carrie, Ross, and I would like your guys' thoughts and any suggestions, changes, things of that nature.
So it'll be first reading. You'll be able to take action. We'd like you to have board approval so that we want to hold some people to accountable to some of the things in the handbook. It's supported by the board.
When will this handbook take effect as far as, this is our guideline?
First.
July 1.
Yes, that's our goal. If we have to push it, I would like it by July 1st so we could give it to all the support staff. There's a lot of language in there that I truly feel that they need to read over and adopt because I feel it's important.
And I promised you we would have it by June 1. You remember? Back in the fall, this was a topic of discussion at a board meeting, and I said we'll have one ready by June 1. So we've been working diligently. The administration team, but Bob's been the chair of the committee and taken charge, and it has gotten it to the point that it is with lots of input.
We'll have a teacher handbook to follow.
Yes, that's next.
I don't know how broad the changes were, but it looks very comprehensive and well written.
Strip the other one out.
It's significantly different, with high expectations.
Probably needed to be, yes.
And what will be the plan to keep this one updated?
So I feel every year, we, together with administration, and look over with what needs, it's not going to be perfect out of the gate, but if we stay on top of it every year and have that expectation by, June 1st, are we moving forward? Are we making changes? And we adapt from there.
Just like student handbooks.
We don't need to go 5, 6, 7 years with a staff handbook because policies change all the time. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for the work you put into it. So any questions or concerns with that, we'll make sure that those are sent over before our next meeting. All right, next item is first reading of Neola policies and administrative guideline updates.
Yes, this is just an opportunity to propose them. You have copies. Anyone can request copies. They're public information. We're just recommending that you take them under advisement and have an opportunity to suggest to me any changes, additions, deletions you'd like to see. It's a boatload. There are several. I was at a meeting with lawyers all day today, and they were working on drafting 12 new policies on just artificial intelligence alone that will be released to you in the fall. There's one special update coming in July on artificial intelligence. It is related to, what was that topic that people signed when they signed acceptable use policy? Yes, that has to be done this summer, so it's all right if the school starts, but we got to have it brought to the board for approval here earlier than when the next update will be out. Lawyers are drafting that up now. There's some unacceptable use of artificial intelligence happening in the state of Indiana, probably around the country. Therefore, we need to amend and adopt a new policy restricting some use of the artificial intelligence. So that's my report on that tonight, just under advisement again, no approval asked. Let's just have first reading.
Okay. All right. Any questions or? All right. Next is Food Service Management Company's request for proposals. Ross.
Yep. So we issued a request for proposal for a food service management company in March. worked with the IDOE to get that done. Our timeline for this proposal was that we had advertisements in April, pre-bid meeting on April 21st, and then we had a bid opening on May 4th. 4 different companies issued proposals, Chartwell's, the Nutrition Group, OPA, and Quest Food Management Services. And we felt like this was a valuable opportunity for us to learn not only what companies were interested, but also, the current state of our school lunch program. So after, looking through the proposals and assessing the different factors, in my judgment, I think that the school corporation is not ready to make a recommendation to approve any of the bids. So I think that, the best option is for us to decline the current proposals and then, in the future, open up possibilities to go into this process again.
They looked like they were very comprehensive proposals,
Yeah,
unless there's just a lot of pictures in them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And the process created more questions as well, so.
I know we're in the process of surveying students on likes and dislikes in the menus. Are we getting a lot of response on that yet?
Yeah.
Good.
We'll make a report next month. Yeah.
Good.
We should make a report on that and share that data out in the public meeting next month, so
Okay.
Sherry will add that
Sounds good.
to our agenda.
So the recommendation is to
Decline the proposals.
to decline the proposals and focus on what we're doing.
Correct, yeah, making improvements to our current school lunch program.
Make a motion that we decline the proposals for food service management.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution for early payment of claims.
This was additional item, so you may know I went to an ISBO, conference this past week, and one of the roundtable discussions that we had with other small school districts is that a lot of them have an opportunity to pay certain bills early in order to, receive certain rebates or credits from companies. One of them that was brought up was with Gordon Food Service. If you pay within like a 15-day window of the bill, you get like a 1% credit on the total cost of it. And I'm like, well, we'll see what other resolutions some of these other school corporations have and their boards approved, so that we can go forth with possibly paying some of those bills on an earlier basis, so we can possibly see some credits and additional revenue or loss of expenses happen for us. So
It's not uncommon. I know the town even does what they call pre-writes and pay.
yeah, we already pay, utilities or credit cards and stuff like that prior to the board meeting. Obviously, they're on the docket, but we pay those early to avoid fees and things like that. So I think it's just important to expand it to other areas that we can also ultimately avoid any fees, but if we can possibly have credits and have an opportunity to benefit the school corporation, I think that's important to do.
All right.
I would move that we approve the payment of utilities and other bills when there's an opportunity to save the corporation money.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No old business,
No old business,
superintendent items,
no superintendent items.
additional items. There's a recommendation to approve James Tudor, Tori Ratty, Ellie Eisen, and Allison DeLinder to be the 4 elementary summer school teachers.
I'll make a motion to approve James Tudor, Tori Ratty, Ellie Eisen, and Allison Dillender to be the 4 East Side Summer School teachers.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is a recommendation to approve Monica Arman and Charity Patton as the 2 instructional assistants for summer school. Monica and Charity will support special education students during the summer.
Move that we approve that recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second, all right? Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments? All right. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.